Hey folks, Levi here once again. Welcome back to another review. Hope you enjoyed my review slash epic rant on Venom: Let There Be Carnage. Honestly, yeah, I thought that was a really lame sequel. I hated it. So anyway, guys, remember my YouTube channel. It's Levi McNally 983. Thank you guys for 273 subs. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it a lot. Thank you for that. Thank you for the support and all. Appreciate it. And your comments and yeah. I got more videos planned, more reviews planned, and thank you guys for the tunes. I can't say enough from the bottom of my heart. I always appreciate it. Just keep on subscribing, guys. We're getting close to 300. We're getting there. But my goal is to either this year get to 500 or even next year get to 500. When we do, we'll get to do a Q&A video on this channel, on this new channel. Yeah, when we get there, but not yet. So anyway, guys, within within what I've been doing, guys, is a superhero marathon. What I call the 2020s era superhero reviews. These are superhero movies that came out in this decades that we're living in now, the 2020s, 2020 to 2025. And I'm in the year 2021, and I got about three movies left, and I might try to review all three of them today. Figure might as well, right? Try to get it done. But this is a DC animated film, a DC adult animated superhero film. This is the 46th film installment in the DC Universe animated original movies line. It is based on the video game on the prequel comic series of the 2013 video game by Rocksteady. I think it might be or Near the Realm series, whatever. Injustice: Gods Among Us. It goes with that storyline, and that of course is Injustice. Yeah, where Superman turns evil, basically. Basically the story takes place like in another universe of Superman losing Lois Lane, killing the Joker, going mad, and basically becoming evil, and Batman and him have to go up against each other. Yeah, that's that kind of a story. If you played the Injustice Gods Among Us game or Injustice 2 on PlayStation 4, or well, they upgraded to PlayStation 4, I think, with the other game as well. I was disappointed with this, to be honest. I was not a fan of this. I didn't fully hate this movie. This isn't a rant, but I didn't care for this film either. It felt very rushed. I watched another review on this movie the other day and yesterday, and yeah, this movie, like Superman Doomsday, felt rushed. They felt like they just rushed it out there. You could have done so much more with this story. You know, but with this movie, it felt like they rushed it. You know, yeah, and some things in the story I don't think you needed. But anyway, we'll get to that later. Yeah, but I'm talking about sorry, Injustice: Guys Among Us. Yeah, I played this game before. Really good. It is on also PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 and Xbox 360. I played the game. The story in that game was really amazing too. You get to fight some characters, but as you go along with the story, it gets really good and very interesting. The game does feel long in Justice 2. It does feel long. Justice 2 where you had to fight Brainiac, but that story was more impactful. If they would have gone by what the game has gone by, yeah. If you really love the Injustice Gods Among Us game, if you really enjoy that game and the story or Justice 2, and you're thinking maybe they're gonna go with that here, but they don't. Sorry, they really don't. But for the production of the movie, in June 2021, an animated film based on 2013 video game Justice Gods Among Us was announced. The voice cast for the film was announced the following month on July 21st. It adapts elements from both the Injustice video game and the prequel comic book series, but tells an original narrative that diverges from the source materials. But for the voice cast of the movie, you have Justin Hartley voicing Kal-El, Clark Kent, Superman. Who's an alien from Krypton, has a bunch of superpowers like super strength, super strength. He can fly. He's got heat vision, freeze breath, super breath. Justin Hartley, I like this actually. If you've seen Smallville, he played Oliver Queen, aka Green Arrow, in that show, starting with Smallville season 6 up to season 10. Then you have Anus Mount as Bruce Wayne Batman, aka the Dark Knight, who lost his parents when he was a kid. Anus Mount, let's see. Oh, he played Black Bolt. Sorry, and Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, which also came out, well, not this year, but in 2022. Maybe seen him in a few things. I don't know. He was decent as the voice of Batman, I thought. Lauren Bailey as Lois Lane from a Crush. Laura Bailey, let's see, review actress as well. I guess you can say she's done some voice work, like in Dragon Ball Z, in anime Blue Gender, last week. She's just done a lot of voice work. She voiced Black Widow in Ultimate Spider-Man, Avengers Assemble, Constantine City Demons, that's DC. Yeah, she's just done a lot of voice. She's done a lot of voice work. Zach Coulson as Damian Wayne, Robin, Jimmy Olsen. He was in Hannah Montana, this TV show iCarly, NCIS Los Angeles. He was in Land of the Lost, but he was uncredited. We're talking about the 2009 movie Will Ferrell. Funny movie. He voiced Billy Batson in Superman Shazam. Okay, now we're gonna have that voice. Yeah. Justice League War, he voiced Billy Batson again. In Justice League Crisis on Infinity Earths, he voiced Robin Dick Grayson again. And in this movie, and a young Bruce Wayne in Batman Long Halloween Part 2, he voiced young Bruce Wayne. So he's worked with DC before. And Brian Delaney as Al Jordan, Green Lantern, who I thought was okay in the role. Yeah. But Nathan Fillion is a lot better in my opinion. He was in Total Recall remake, Star Trek and Darkness, and he did voices for the Angry Bird, the Serial Express 2, the Angry Birds movie 2, and Sing 2. Again, he was decent as the voice of Jordan, but I prefer Nathan Fillion, but that's just me personally. And Brandon Michael Hall is Richard Stone Cyborg. Shimmy Moore or Michael B. Jordan I prefer. That's just me. Not saying he was completely terrible. Andrew McGore as Mirror Master Soldier. Edwin Hodge, Michael Holt, Mr. Terrific, Waylon Jones, Killer Croc. He was in Die Hard with a Vengeance, Long Kiss Goodnight, Big Mama's House, Basketball Teen in that. Sorry. The Purge from 2013, Bumblebee, Oliver Hudson as Patrick O'Brien, Plastic Man. I thought I did a pretty good job. It was funny as the character. He was in Grown Ups too. I remember him in that. Gillian Jacobs as Harley Quinzel, Harley Quinn. She was good, I thought. Better than Margot Robbie, in my opinion. Any voice actress that I've seen so far playing Harley, voicing Harley, has done a lot better. Yuri Lemon as Owen McCloak, Mirror Master, Barry Allen the Flash, Billy Batson Shazam. Let's see. He's done some acting in production, voiceover for like some other cartoons, I guess, TV series as well, cartoon shows. Yeah. Evan Lemon, Monster Mayhem, he voiced Red Robin, Just League Guys and Monsters. He voiced Terrell and Jimmy Olsen, Batman Unlimited. He voiced Red Robin again. Batman The Dark Knight Returns. Yeah. Derek Phillips is Dick Grayson, Nightwing, Deadwing, Arthur Curry, Aquaman. Thought he did pretty good. But I think my favorite voice of Robin will always be like Kevin Connor's Batman, Warren Lester, who voiced Robin in the anime series, Batman anime series. He was in 42. I think that was a movie based on the life of Jackie Brown. Not Jackie Brown. Jackie Robinson, the baseball player. Yeah, played in with the late Chadwick Boseman. Kevin Pollak as Joker, President of the United States, John the Kid. I didn't really care for too much of the voice of Joker. It wouldn't play terrible. I'm sorry, he is no Mark Hamill. I even think Troy Baker is better. But to me, Mark Hamill was be that voice of Joker. He was in movies like Willow, though. He's been in a lot Million Dollar Mystery, Ratchet. He was in Wayne's World 2. A Few Good Men. I remember him in that. As Sam, yeah. Grumpy Old Man. That Thing You Do. End of Days with Arnold. He was in that. I remember him in that. The Whole Nine Yards. Dr. Dolittle 2. I remember him in that sequel. Yeah. Getting Tapped by the Beach. Joanna Man. I remember him in that. The Santa Claus 2 is a cameo as Cupid. And in Santa Claus 3, I think he came back as the character as well. Did a voice for Shark Tale. He's really good at, I think, imitating. I've heard him imitate, Christopher Walken. He's real good at that too. Good actor though. War Dogs. Yeah, I think he was also. Let's see, with Bruce Willis. Yeah, he was in Hostage. I remember him in that. In the whole 10 years. So he's worked with Bruce Willis. And Nick, no Rose, Selena Kyle, Catwoman, Tiana and the Princess and the Frog. She was good, but I do prefer Adrian Boma. I can't say the woman that voiced her in the anime series. I think was better. But don't get me wrong. This woman is very beautiful. I think Norma Roses. I love her as the voice of Princess Tiana and Princess and the Frog. She is a Disney legend, definitely. Reed Scott, I love Queen Green Arrow, Victor Zsasz. And like I said, he voiced, he played Dr. Dan in Venom and Venom Let There Be Carnage. Hmm. Yeah, he voiced Batman and Merry Little Batman. Frank Terra as Ra's al Ghul did alright, but I prefer the late David Warner as the voice. He was Nathu. Okay, I now remember that Nathu in the Jungle Book. Okay, good actor. He was good as Ra's al Ghul, In Iron Man, he was RZA, so he's worked with Marvel's work. But the Jungle Book, I remember him in that playing Mowgli's father, Nathu, that gets killed by Shere Khan. Started at 2009. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen that movie, Jason. I'm talking about the Jungle Book, the 1994 version film with Jason Scott Lee and Janet Veneri as Diana Prince and Wonder Woman. She was good, but I do prefer Susan Richardson. I can't say it. I can't leave these names out from the Justice League show. But she was a party girl, Catwoman, just a small part. Gilbert Taylor with yeah, just playing Shredder Blonde Woman though. That movie stars Owen Wilson. That's a hilarious movie. And the film is directed by Matt Peters. Never heard of him. It's written by Arnie Abbaugner. He's worked on television shows like Status Shot, Ben 10, Spider Man. I guess. Oh, okay, Spider Man the animated series. Yeah, and Green Lantern the animated series. Extreme Ghostbusters. Is that a cartoon? Yeah, it's a cartoon, I guess. Heavy Gear, Spooksville, and other films like Scooby Doo and WWE Curse of the Speed Demon, Justice League Dark, Teen Titans Shooter's Contract, Batman Huss, and the DC Showcase short film Phantom Stranger and Justice League Dark Apocalypse, and Green Lantern Beware My Power that he's worked on too. So he's worked with DC before. But his writing is not the best for this movie, I'm sorry. But those other films I mentioned, let's see, that do have good writing. I do think Scooby Doo and WWE versus Speed Demon that has good writing. That's a good film. And Justice League Dark, Teen Titans, you can track back. Batman Hush, no, not really. I was disappointed with that. But the other Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, he did good writing on those. I'm not gonna say Green Lantern Beware My Power. I'm waiting to review that movie. So it's based on Justin Guys Among Us by No Realm Studios and Justin Guys Among Us Year One by Tom Taylor. Yeah. It's edited by Greg Paulson, music is by Robert J. Carell, who I think has done some of the music scores for some of the DC animes like Superman Doomsday, Green Lantern First Flight, and Superman vs. the Elite. Production companies are Warner Brothers Animation, DC Entertainment, Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. It was released on DVD to Blu-ray. Let's see, on October 19th. Yeah, direct to video basically. And this film is rated R. Just let people know it is rated R. Yeah. See right there. Sorry, I covered my hand. Rated R. Yes, it is rated R. He got mixed reviews from critics. It was over the in terms of character development, especially Flash, which I agree with. Poor character development, unfaithfulness to the source material, and overstuffed plot, which I could agree with the critics on that. Yeah. And a lot of people think were not a lot of people, but maybe some like me were disappointed with this film. But if you've never seen this movie, this animated movie, this is going to be a spoiler review. Or if you've never played the Injustice Gods Among Us games or Injustice 2 on PlayStation 4, 3, whatever. Well, Injustice 2 is on PlayStation 4. But I want to talk about the plot synopsis first. This takes it a place like Alternative Earth, which is Earth 22. It takes place on the story takes place on a different universe. I mean, a different Earth. You're hearing something outside, probably the wind. Anyway, let me take this Blu-ray cover off. Yeah, like I said, this film I do think is a disappointment for what it goes with it, but so the plot synopsis. Before we get, I tell you to turn the video off. Don't do it yet, but you can listen to talk me about the plot synopsis. That is, an alternative Earth, the Joker tricks Superman into killing Lois Lane, which sends the hero on a path of destruction. He kills. Well, I'll tell you that later. On destruction, Superman decides to take control of Earth, and his ally, and so Batman can't allow him to do this. That he's going too far. So Batman, having his allies, they have to team up, even along with Harley Quinn, have to team up and stop Superman from his ray of madness, where he basically takes over the entire Earth, becomes like a tyrant, trying to take over the entire world. He transforms into a police state to enforce global peace. That means breaking the law is not good. You do one thing to break the law, he'll get you, he'll come after you. Whether you're a president of the United States or a president of another country, Superman will come for you to kill you. So Batman forms an underground resistance to oppose Superman and his allies, including with Wonder Woman. So it turns the Justice League against each other. It's like the episode of Injustice for well, not they would just have that on there. I forgot to mention. Yeah, you do get the DC Vault 2 bonus cartoons from the Justice League cartoon, which is better with Lex Luthor dying and Superman, uh, something like that. Yeah, or Lex Luthor teaming up with villains. So but that was better to watch than this. But yeah, so that's the story for you. So they had to stop Superman, and he's becoming a tyrant and taking over the world, basically, trying to basically be God, even though he's not. But he's enforcing a law and he's killing innocent people too. So he's just gone mad, and Batman has to stop him along with his allies. And so that's the plot for you. So again, if you've never seen Injustice or played the video games, stop watching this review right now. Do not spoil it for yourself. Like I said, this is not a rant, but if you can, I would say definitely check this movie out. But you won't be amazed by it. I would say so. It's nothing amazing or write home about. And like I said, it is a disappointment of a movie. Yeah. I wish it was better, but yeah. But I'm gonna get to the movie. So like I said, this is gonna be a spoiler review, not spoiler free. They say spoiler filled in review. So if you never played the video game on PlayStation 4, if you never played the Injustice Gods Among Us or Injustice 2 video games, or watch this movie, don't watch this review. Yeah. Some of the story does take place in like Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice or Zack Snyder's Justice League, which came out the same year as this. Yeah, one thing I'll give the film, it is short though. It's about 1 hour and 18 minutes long. It's about 78 minutes long, so it's not a long movie though. Yeah, but anyway, with the plot of the movie, we open up. It's on takes on another place. This place it takes place in another universe on Earth 22. You have Clark Kent is now Superman. Clark Clark is with Lois, and he can hear all the sounds because Superman has super hearing, and he hears that he's like, you're pregnant, we're pregnant." Yeah. Oh my God, we gotta go back to Smallville. I want them to go to Smallville High School like I did when I was a kid. I want he wants to take him to raise him, live on the farm, and apparently in this version, Martha Kent is not alive, and it's just Paul Kent, Jonathan Kent. Yeah, and she's like, "Well, honey, we got all our lives to discuss that." And of course, the hero's fighting crime. Batman is fighting some criminals, which is pretty cool. One's about to shoot him, but Superman shows up, knocks him out. Yeah. He's like, "I didn't need your help." He's like, Batman's like, "I didn't need your help. I got it." He's like, "Well, he's like, I got some news to tell you, Clark. And tell you, Bruce." He's like, Lois is pregnant." I swear though, the actor who voices Superman, Batman here, he almost sounds like Richard Craig Smith, like he's imitating him almost. But yeah, can I barely speak. But he's like, "Your hands are trembling, Clark," and it is trembling because he's nervous because he's about to be a father and he's excited. But meanwhile, the Joker, Batman says he's there. in Metropolis because he's searching for the Joker. That Joker broke into Gotham and he's in Metropolis, which Batman is trying to find out, trying to track him down. He's like, as soon as I'm done, I'll leave your city. And Lois fall, Lois Lane, when she'll fall, when there's a story to follow up on, Lois will go for it no matter what. That's what Superman has to save her life, because she'll put herself in danger. But this time, Lois goes a bit too far, as Joker is actually there to have a plan for Superman. Batman investigates, being the detective that he is, finds out that these scientists are working on kryptonite. Joker steals it, this piece of kryptonite, and you find out though, like I said, I hate what they do with the Flash here. I get it. In the Injustice story, Gods Among Us, you do find out that in this world the Flash dies in, basically Superman jumps in. Well, because what happens is first is she's on the story. Spoiler alert: Jimmy Olsen dies. This Joker shoots him right in the eye with his camera, with a gun. He's like, "Hello, Lois," and his goal is to make Superman go mad. He's gotten tired, so he wants to, you know, the thing is with Joker that he's insane. He thinks to him he wants to prove that Superman can go be mad and go crazy like he is. So he's going to take Superman his love away from him, but he's going to make the biggest joke out of it all. That's his plan. He wants a grand finale out of it, and he's also going to blow up Metropolis. But he has to. Yeah, but Superman sees Jimmy dead, sees this watch, which is, he's Superman's pal. He clicks the watch, and Superman comes to save him, but not anymore. And he goes to tell Batman about it. As Batman's telling the scientists about the kryptonite, and he gets Justice League members that includes Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Cyborg, and Green Arrow, and the Flash. The Flash tries to find it. He finds that Scarecrow is dead, that Joker stole the fear toxin, and Flash gets killed. Yeah, which they could have done a little better. But this nuclear weapon is also, they put it in Lois's heart. Superman tries to find him, he nearly does, but Superman gets infected because Joker, that's the reason he's using kryptonite. He puts it into the fear gas, which affects Superman, and he attacks his wife. Though he thinks he's, in his mind, since it's fear gas, it makes you see what you fear, and he's afraid that Doomsday will hurt somebody. Doomsday was a big enemy that he fought a long time ago and that killed him. So he has that fear that Doomsday could come back, and eventually he sees this vision, attacks him, and he's like, Superman, stop. And as Joker and Harley Quinn are about to go away, Green Lantern grabs them with his ring. You're not going anywhere, and he puts this bubble over them. The bad Joker's like, "Hoo!" Blows up entirely of Metropolis, killing a bunch of people. And Superman kills his wife, by accident, and cries. And Batman interrogates him. Interrogates Joker's like, "Oh, you know me? Well, you just got bored because you just arrest me and we do it all over again. I just got bored with you. I want to go for Superman, the big boy. I want to make him go mad. Now he's going to go insane and kaboom. you know, Tim Pollock, I just did not like the voice of the Joker. He's alright, but you know. Anyway, so Superman is pissed, goes to fly off. He's like, as Wonder Woman, Diana to watch over her. And she understands that he's pissed and his goal is to get revenge and kill the Joker. He's mad. Green Lantern says, Clark, you gotta stop. He tries to stop him by using his ring, but it doesn't work. Superman's able to grab his ring off of him, save him from falling. He's already taking everything away from me. Even though Batman's taking him, Batman breaks in. Superman breaks into the jail cell, to the prison cell, and punches Joker in the heart. He's like, let's punch line, and dies. Just punches him right in the hole. Yeah. And you say he doesn't want to go above. His Joker wanted him to do. He wanted him to go mad like he is, and it worked. And Green Arrow was able to find Harley. she's in jail. She hears the police scanner, the radio that Joker's been killed by Superman. She's like, hell no, and then she breaks the you know goes around. I thought the voice actors for her did really good. She fights with Green Arrow a little bit, and he uses the arrow that has knocked out gas. Takes her to his arrow cave or the quiver, as Harley goes. It's like the arrow cave, that's lame. The quiver, and she likes it. But Green Arrow gets annoyed by her, so he shuts her up by using the arrow again just to pass her out. And Superman reveals his identity before the United Nations, tells him he's Clark Kent, he's Kal-El, that's his name basically. The United Nations announces its intention to bring peace to Earth by force if necessary. And Superman goes, I'm going to bring peace to the world. Those that commit crimes, we're done. We're going to do it by force if we have to. But they're left divided over his actions. And Aquaman's like, well, he's not going to control King, Atlantis. And Aquaman says, you know what, I'm done. And the heroes are divided. But Damian, well, you have Robin, of course, Nightwing. Damian Wayne, who is Bruce's son, real son, and his adoptive son, as you say, Dick Grayson, Nightwing. Even though, Robin, of course, agrees with it, what he did. Aquaman and Shazam, they say we're done. Hmm. Uh, Superman does go after the president, I'm guessing Cuba, attacks him, brings him down. And since the president wants to take drastic measures to stop Superman, because the government, they're afraid that Superman will interfere in their operations. So they get Mirror Master to kidnap Jonathan Kent. He's like, Paul gets mad, and Mirror Master, he can't find him, and stop what you're doing, and you'll get him back safely. But Wonder Woman, she starts saying, no, it's a good thing you're doing. You're doing the right thing. We got to enforce the law. We'll find your father, Jonathan Kent. We'll find him. And because, they go to a supervillain pub or, you know, a bar where villains hang out, Mirror Master like teases Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, they're able to get through his mirror. Mirror Master is one of Flash's villains, by the way. But she grabs Mirror Master like, take your clothes off, and convinces him, give Superman his belt, Mirror Master's belt. Yeah. He does rescue his father, and I'm assuming that we found out he takes him to the Fortress of Solitude to protect him. And then, Batman confronts the president, telling him that was real stupid. He's like, well, he left us no choice. He's like, he's going to come after you. He'll probably even kill you. Mr. President's like, no, he can't kill me. I'm do you think it matters to him? He's gone mad. He's going mad. You know, Superman eventually comes to the Batcave because Damian, you know, Robin and Nightwing are fighting. Well, practicing fighting. And it pisses off Robin. And Robin says to Superman, thank you, Superman, for killing Joker. He deserved to die years ago. And Superman just doesn't really say, like, you're welcome. But Superman just does not want to talk about it. But you see even Superman grow a beard, and Batman doesn't agree with it. But Wonder Woman tells Batman how wrong she is. You let criminals go on for years and years. You let Joker, if you just send him to prison, he gets out, kills more people. You don't do anything about it. At least he did something about it. And he's asking Batman if he'll be at the United Nations to support him, his decision. He's like, come on, Bruce. Your parents were killed in front of you, and you didn't do nothing. You were the scared little boy. And this makes Batman have to punch Superman. But you can't punch Superman because the man is still punches him real hard. He's like, ah, breaks his arm. He's like, Superman x-rays his hand. Is like, broken fracture. In 3 weeks, you'll be healed up. You'll be fine. And Superman's planning on relocating Arkham Asylum, taking his villains, or some of the villains, to another place, to a prison he's going to build. Yeah. And Robin questions him, so Batman, along with Nightwing. They leave him in the Batcave. He's like, "What are you gonna question him?" But as soon as they get there, you find out that Robin has betrayed them, joined the side of Superman. It's like they're back into the fight, but they send Mad Hatter away. You have Killer Croc, Bane, Poison Ivy. They do send Mad Hatter into another prison. Yeah, some of Batman's rogues, you know, and they're fighting the villains. At first, you have Solomon Grundy, who gets his arm cut off by Nightwing, and Superman like jumps into the body of, well, is able to like punch through his chest through Solomon Grundy, killing him. Well, which I doubt is Solomon Grundy. It's a zombie and come back to life eventually. But anyway, and Dick Grayson. I mean, Damian gets pissed off because Nightwing says something, so he hits him in the baton with the head, and he kills him. And he's like, "Dick, I'm sorry." And then Batman's like, "Get away from him." You know what, Damian? I thought I could change you, but I was wrong. And then just walks away upset. And he goes like to the afterlife, a different version of afterlife, where he becomes this, he becomes a new hero in the like an afterlife superhero called Deadwing. I don't really get the whole thing. I forget the character's name. It says Dick Grayson, if you accept, you're now Deadwing. He's like, well, the suit does remind me of Batman and Robin. He's like, well, I've worn worse before. I think that's like a little nod to Batman and Robin. You know. Harley escapes from Green Arrow. She passes him out as he's driving his green Aeromobile, which I really named that. She says to become a hero. She's got it on her breast here saying "Hero Harley." Yay! I thought that was funny. Uh, Superman confronts Catwoman, and he tells Selena that you need to go see Bruce. And I do feel bad for Batman here for Bruce, and he's like punching the wall, punching it and bleeding. His hands are bleeding. He's like, Bruce, stop being Batman for 1 minute. He's crying, and she's you know just saying it's gonna be okay, hugging on him. Yeah, like he transforms into Deadwing. Yeah. Superman then meets Ra's al Ghul, but doesn't want to interview with him at first. But Ra's is like, he'll come around. As Ra's had to destroy Gotham twice, he wants to cleanse the world, but that includes killing millions of billions of people to do it, which is not, Superman just wants to enforce law if necessary. Then Batman forces the underground resistance, including of Huntress and Catwoman, and even Harley Quinn and Green Arrow, what they're going to do to stop Superman. And with Captain Atom and with the, you know, sorry. So their plan is to get the Red Sun cannon from the Fortress of Solitude that can defeat Superman. Batman has a prison for these Navy ships, which Superman does attack, realizes it's a trick. Jonathan Kent, I guess because that's where he put him. Like I said, Fortress of Solitude, he warns Paul Kent, reminds him, tells him to go. But Superman arrives. Superman overpowers Captain Atom, though. Then, Batman comes, like, "Ugh." He's like, what are you doing? I'm sorry, we have to do this. Batman reveals that the Atom, he shrank to microscopic levels, that he entered his brain with a shard of kryptonite that he put in his brain. But eventually, Race comes to intervene with him and the League of Assassins. He puts like this dart in his head that it's like a serum in it, and it basically kills the Atom. Superman goes to confront them. Green Arrow's gonna shoot. He's like, "Don't make me do this." Yeah, but the arrow is a kryptonite arrow, green kryptonite arrow, which can take Superman down. Superman's like, push it real quick. But when he does that, it it hits Jonathan Kent in the heart, and he's like, "I'm sorry," and then Superman manages, uses heat vision and pretty much zaps Green Arrow's brain, kills him. He's like, "You'll pay for this," The Batman's like, "Don't be mad at them, forgive them, son. They just do what they had to do." Yeah. Even though it's technically like Green Arrow's fault, it's technically Superman's fault, causing the death of his own father. Yeah. Then Superman transforms into a police state. He went to ask Mr. Terrific if he could help. He's got these mechanical balls or whatever, these tax techno balls, these drones basically. But Mr. Terrific says no, I'm not gonna help you. So Superman puts him in his prison. If he announces that if you don't just remember to team up with me to help me, if you don't team up with me, you're gonna go to prison. You've been branded as a vigilante, as a coward, and stuff. Then the drone singers us and teens partying, but they're partying to the Joker because they're allies. They're all dressed up like that. You got Joker makeup, Joker shirts on, and you're praising this madman. One of the teenagers, they throw like a beer bottle right in his face. Superman gets so mad, uses heat vision, and murders all these teenagers. Well, murders kids, basically just zaps them. Batman tries to go chase him, but Catwoman's like, "No, stop! You can't stop him. He'll kill you too. There's nothing you can do." Yeah, and they listen in horror. And then Batman has Plastic Man, which I thought Plastic Man was a funny character in this movie. I think I remember seeing the character in Batman: The Brave and the Bold as well. He's a funny character. They break Mr. Terrific out of prison. Well, he does. First, the guards see him. Cyborg says he's there. They give Cyborg. He's like, "I got the key," and then punches it. Gets out. Did I say get? Yeah. Well, they get out of the prison. They go to the lunchroom in the prison. Get the Cyborg tries to stop him, but Deadwing, because he gets into a spirit, gets Cyborg controlling his body, gets him to shoot the cannon in the air, and Mr. Rivet using his techno drone they're able to escape the prison. Yeah, but since Superman kills this group of partying, but it also becomes leaking footage. So in response, Superman dispatches, along with the help of Ra's al Ghul, dispatches Amazon. This is a robot to disassemble peace. Global peace. But Ra's betrays Superman as he starts. Even a guy who like litters on the floor just throws litters, which you can get a ticket for that. But Amazo sees that and just he visions his car, kills the guy immediately, almost kills a woman and children. This woman and child for just jaywalking, I guess you could say, whatever. It's like they're just meant to sacrifice needs meet the few. And Amazon copies powers, and Superman starts fighting. Along the one where they had to fight Amazon, along with Batman, his team having to help too, so they're all having to fight against him. He destroys Amazon destroys the Batwing. Um, Cyborg, Mr. Terrific and goes to Earth One because they learn about the other universes. Well, Mr. Terrific's been studying it, so they go to the Earth One to get this version of Superman to come on her. He gets destroyed, but Plastic Man faces it back up. Plastic Man will say, "Screw this," and he like covers the body of Amazon. And Batman uses grapple Wonder Woman like grabbing him with her last time when Superman grabs his arm. They're able to destroy Amazon for good. And Ray Charles says to Robin to Damien. Damien's like, "You're gonna stop this grandfather," and they sword fight and almost ready to kill his father. Deadwing comes in to help out. He's like, "Don't kill him, no." But he does to take down his grandfather. And he does get it along with the help of Deadwing. He's like, "I hope you can forgive me." He's like, "I already forgiven you. It's okay. Just be good, Damien. Remember, no killing. All right. I'll try to be like you." Yeah. At least he forgave him. Yeah. Wonder Woman only turns against him when she realizes that she sees the recorded tape of him killing children, and she's like, "No, it's not good to be that way. We didn't want to do that." And he uses heat vision on Diana. He's like, "You're betraying me. The only person I can trust is me." He tries to kill Batman, but that Superman from Earth One fights him a bit. But eventually, he's able to defeat that Superman. Yeah. But they have to get the key to defeating Superman. That is Lois Lane. But since his Superman holds back, the the Superman from Earth One holds back. So Earth 22 Superman is able to defeat him down. Because Superman won't really hurt you or kill you like Batman. He'll take it more easy on you. He'll hold back. But this Superman does not. But this alternative Lois Lane is from Earth 9. She's pregnant, and you find out that Superman died on Earth 9 fighting Brainiac. And she's like, by murdering people, this is just not the way. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I deserve to die. He's like, you don't get off that easy. Batman says, you just put me in we'll put you in a prison or something. And Superman accepts it. Just don't ever come back for me again. I deserve to be in jail for the rest of my life. Yeah. And then if he continued his rampage, he would have involved the innocent. He would kill more innocent people. People that he's been trying to protect. So fighting with truth, justice, American way, it's just, no, this is just not the way to go. He's just becoming a psychopathic killer himself. A monster himself. Even though you say he killed the Joker, a monster, he's becoming like him. So that was Joker's plan for up Superman. Yeah, so they take Superman to his prison, Red Sun prison. Batman's like, no more games. Grabs Catwoman's hand. He's like, and he's like, what are you doing? And they share a kiss and pray for the future. He said they're going to be a couple, which I like that. But, and then that's the end of Injustice. So anyway, guys, I'm giving my final opinion on this movie and how I felt about it, in my opinion. Now, I'm not going to read no quotes. But to sum it up, Injustice, I didn't care for this movie. I was not a fan. I was disappointed, hugely. First of all, what I meant, the story being rushed. The story, I didn't think it was very interesting. It just jumps, it just feels rushed. Like everything in this movie happens really fast. For Superman killing Joker, yeah, I would have felt bad, but they kill off Flash too quickly. I think if you're gonna go into the Injustice video game, you should have had Earth One to start off with. I mean Earth 22, with Batman interrogating Joker, Superman killing him, and then we get to Earth One. They're fighting the Joker. You could have had the Joker more in here as well. They should have added more characters in here. Like Lex Luthor's not in this movie. Lex Luthor, believe me, if you play the Injustice video game, guys, Lex Luthor's there. He even, their roles are switched. You know, because Lex Luthor, in his mind, he thinks that if Superman's a threat, and this nearly proves it in this movie. But you need Lex Luthor. He fights Superman in his exosuit, which is kryptonite. He could take it on with Superman. But if they would put Lex Luthor in here, they should have added Lex Luthor. We should have got an eternal version of Joker coming to this city, just like him and Batman. It just, if they would have done it in different parts, if they would have took their time with the story, I just did not care for the story too much. It was not that interesting. It felt very rushed, and I didn't feel like the writing was the best. Robin becoming Deadwing, I thought was pretty lame. Flash got killed way too fast. Could have been more impactful. You could have done something a little more with the story there. Yeah. And the editing was good. The action scenes are good. The film, like I said, it does have bloody violence. That's one best thing about the movie. And it's short, but the story is not that interesting. The voice cast, I do think Justin Hartley does a good job. He does fine. If it was a Batman, he does fine. Anson Mount, they do all right. They're no Kevin Conroy or George Newborn or Tim Daly. Well, George Newborn and Tim Daly, they voiced Superman, and Kevin Conroy, who always knows the voice of Batman, but Kevin Conroy, I think, well, no, he died, I think, the next year in 2022, I believe, passed away. But they should have got Kevin Conroy and George Newborn to do the voices for the characters in the first place. Well, in my opinion, they should have. Kevin Conroy, I think, was still alive at the time. Or Roger Craig Smith himself, but Anson Mount voicing Super Batman, he sounds like to me, he sounded like exactly like the character. And Kevin Pollak as Joker just didn't work. I'd rather have Troy Baker or even Mark Hamill. That would have been awesome. But maybe I think he decided to retire from the role. I'm guessing. But not fully. I think he did come back. Maybe another time. But wouldn't have done it without Kevin, of course. I don't know Mark Hamill well, but I do know that he probably wouldn't have come back to do the voice of the character without him. I didn't care for the voice of Al Jordan Green Lantern, not before Nathan Fillion. Brandon Michael or Matt Boomer, who voiced the Flash, did a lot better. Yeah, some of the voice cast, I'm not saying they're awful. Some of them are decent, but just forgettable. Yeah. I just didn't care for the voice cast. The story just felt rushed. Then you have Superman telling these children, which I'm like, you didn't really need that. I think you could have had this alternative Superman. They could have just added more in the story. It's very, feels like very rushed of a movie. Feels like they rush it with the story. I could feel bad, but you need to have a more impactful story. I don't want to see him fight Doomsday or Imaginary Joker doing this to him. This show, these universes coming together to fight. That'd be more interesting. You know, if Batman would go there, just like in the video game, they could have. You could have maybe done Injustice like this could have been Injustice Part One. Then you could have Part Two and Part Three. This was 2021. You could have had Part One come out in 2021, Part Two 2022, and then Part Three in 2023. I think if you would have had it done that and took your time more with it, it would have been better. But hopefully, maybe someday they will get this better done by fixing it into parts. Because, like I said, the Superman Doomsday, they really rushed. It just doesn't feel impactful enough. The story really felt rushed. Everything in this movie happens real fast. I do think you needed a more impactful story, is what I'm trying to say. You know, the stakes need to be a little higher, and they don't really feel that high in this movie. It really feels like everything is rushed. It just feels like a rushed movie to me. You could have had Lex Luthor in here, Joker a little more Lex Luthor to try to take down Superman, him being the hero. That would have been interesting, or have Deathstroke in here. You could have had more villains being heroes almost like as well, having to fight against Superman or Batman teaming up with the villains. Yeah, they could have done something so much better with it. There's a lot of DC characters that in here in this story that you could have had more in different parts. You know, like I said, part one with the universe with Batman, Terry, and Joker, and then we see Batman coming over to the universe. Then you go to part two, and you see how Superman's coming to Iron, and he kills Shazam or kills one of the heroes, like in the video game. But this Flash in this version is alive. It's just, I know I'm confusing you folks. But Earth 22, this Flash survives though. You know, or the Flash from Earth 1 comes to run over. You know, yeah, you could have had Flash in here a bit more too. You killed him off way too easily, and you could have a Lex Luthor in here. And then in part three, it ends with a big, huge fight between Batman and Superman. And Superman, we see him in the Red Prison at the end. You didn't need Lois Lane there to convince him. You just needed to take him down. Him becoming a full bad guy. This could have been more worked on more. The story you could have divided it into these three parts. Heck, it could have been four parts. I've been okay with that. But you should have worked on it more, DC. Like I said, this film I just thought was disappointment with the story. I didn't care too much for the voice cast. The animation is good though. The animation is good. The film is 1 hour 18 minutes long. It's 78 minutes long, and I do like that it's rated R though. You do see blood and gore. When you see Superman kill, you do see blood. You see blood. Yes, it is rated for bloody violence. So when you see violence happening, there's gonna be some blood in there. Yeah. It did cut away though from Flash's death. At least I think, but it didn't cut away from seeing the blood. But I'm like, yeah, they could have. They should have just gone all out to make it a little more bloodier and stuff, like with Deathstroke, Knights and Dragons. That's just a different movie, but we could have gone much better with this. I do think DC can redo this. I would like to see them redo this into three parts and have more of an impact of a story to make me care, you know, and put a more interesting story there. Don't rush it. This film's like it's rushing through Injustice with, you know, Lois being pregnant, him killing Joker, than him being a tyrant already. I feel like they could have took their time with the story, with these events. I didn't need to see everything fulfill that happen. I'd rather see it. Let's be on Earth One and the other universe. Let's play on the other universes teaming up with each other, you know, or fighting against another, like them facing their counterparts or whatever. That would have been cool, you know, for the universes. You could have done something like that. You could have had a more impactful story. Or the two Supermans fight. I was disappointed with the fight between Earth One and Earth 22 Superman at the end here. You could have done. You could have said that for like the last part. That would have just been more interesting to me. Yeah, it makes this Earth One Superman. It made him look like a wimp. You know, it just could have been so more done. You know, Injustice, Gods Among Us, that does feel like a long video game. Maybe Justice 2 does, which is fine. But it has a good story. Even though you just, fight in the game, like kind of like Mortal Kombat, you do get to see, like, it's like a story, like a movie unfolding. And they should have done more than that. But into in three parts of animated films. That would have been awesome. So I think they need to redo this. This was very disappointing. So, but again, though, I do like the action here. Some of the voice cast was pretty decent. I like Justin Harley as Superman. He was good. Uh, the animation is good. I like the animation. The film is short. It goes by at a good pace. You know, and some of the action scenes I do enjoy. I just think it needs a bit more work. But that's just my opinion. You know, especially the story needs to be worked on more, in my personal opinion. But my rating for this film, I'm gonna rate this film 3 out of 5 stars, and mild thumbs up and down. Yeah, mild thumbs up. Yeah. There's some parts of it I like and I don't, but this is disappointing. I didn't care for this film. It's nice to have it on Blu-ray and stuff. But honestly, it's just a disappointment of a movie. I do think they could have worked on doing it better. DC, this is what's one of the most disappointing movies ever. It's like Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice disappointing, or Justice League 2017. It's disappointing because they just do it the wrong way with the writing and the script, and you just need to redo this. I expected better, DC. Next time, just please do better. My rating for the film again is 3 out of 5 stars, and a mild thumbs down. Well, more of a thumbs down, but 3 out of 5 stars. Which means it is a disappointment. It's okay. I just didn't care for it. But I can't say I fully like it, and I hated it. So this is not a rant. But I am disappointed with this movie. So anyway, guys, the next review. We got two more 2021 movies. The next two movies will be MCU movies. Yes. Um, this one I've never seen. The next one I have seen. That will be the 2021 MCU movie. This is the 26th film in the MCU, starring with an ensemble cast: Angelina Jolie, Chimachang, Salemi Khalek, Brian T. Henry. Okay, big cast in here. But that is the 2021 Marvel film, the 26th film in the MCU. That it will be Eternals, or the Eternals, whatever the heck you want to call it. But the Eternals is next. Yeah, and then after the Eternals, my last 2020 review will be the 27th MCU film. That will be Spider-Man: No Way Home, which will be my last. And then when we start with 2022, can I speak? I'm sorry. It will be Catwoman Hunted, but guys, it might take me nearly the whole week to buy that on Amazon. I gotta wait for my next paycheck. I don't have that movie. And then it'll be, once again, The Batman. I just say these guys just in case people miss these videos. Morpheus. So that'll be a rant. And another 2022 movie I'll show. That is Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. If I can, I'd show you guys next all of these movies. Okay, anyway, I'll show you all the 2022 movies I'm going to review. It's 11 movies. Thor: Love and Thunder. Use a month. This was June. No, July. I'm sorry. July when this came out. Thor: Love and Thunder. Another DC animated movie. That will be Green Lantern Beware My Power. I might as well just tell you guys. Yeah. DC League of Super Pets. Uh, Secret Headquarters. It's not Marvel or DC, but it is superhero. Uh, Superman and Batman Battle of the Superman. Battle of the Super Sons. Superman and Batman Battle of the Super Sons. Another DC animated movie. And two more that will be with starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson in the DCU movie. That will be Black Adam starring The Rock. Yeah. And then my last 2022 review will be Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Yeah, this was November, so this will be my last 2022 review. So Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which is the sequel to the 2018 Black Panther film. So guys, those are the videos, the reviews coming up next on the channel. And then after that, we'll get into the 2023 reviews. But I'm not going to tell you what's that right now. Later. Much later down the road, okay? Anyway, guys, stay tuned for my review for the Eternals, the 26 MCU, coming up next. And guys, if you've seen Injustice, have you played the video games? Injustice Gods Among Us on PlayStation 3, 4, or Injustice 2? What do you think of the story of those games? Did you enjoy playing those games? And what did you think of this movie? Were you disappointed with it like I am? God dang it. That's okay, I'll fix it later. But anyway, but again, my ranking for the film is 3 out of 5 stars and a thumbs down. So what do you think of this movie, guys, in your opinion? Were you disappointed with it? What did you think of this film in your opinion, Injustice? Tell me in the comments down below. I'm done with this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Bye.